There's a 1,160 Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you'd like to sponsor coming share more Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please come me directly. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Today we're doing Simon Kufir Gimel, Seafood Base to Sif Chav. Good base. It's simple. The Inyan Davashay and Nachal Kamal Shulchai, in terms of something which cannot be eaten raw, Hokinach, Rob, and the other go to most people. Tima Rov, Eno Klima Chozak Moshulchai, most people don't eat this raw. After Yachid Ochlo, even if an individual does eat raw, but come also Gam also Yachid Lochem Vushal, so it's even that individual to eat it cooked. Rob Ochlin also is actually Chai, and most people eat raw. After Yachid Eno Ochlo Ragabushal, even though this individual cannot eat it if it's not cooked, Mekom Mutter Bo. Nevertheless, so he's okay to eat it. The butler died to its koladam because his sensitivity is negated by every other person, normal person. The pre-chodesh process way. If you have a whole country which eats it when it's raw, other countries they eat it when it's cooked. And if themselves that these countries are not buttered to each other, and therefore it'll come out different halacha in each country. You give a kasser Rabbeinu Mother writes, see five, the mutal elfunim kuyim shel akum, not to eat toasted peas of non-Jews. Arbishin klois, which sounds like chickpeas. Arbishin klois. The enam only oshukim blachim, they are not served to royalty. And that is the custom that they are permitted unless it's a place where they grease the pans with forbidden fats. Shows no game b'em iser. So that would be pashut. I'm not sure what he means. Maybe it's chalav. They would use milk. I guess maybe the chalav, which is I don't know. It's not shows no game b'em iser. It's also. Otherwise, it's minute. The claim shall akum the stomach. We're not concerned that they're being cooked in non-Jew vessel non-Jews because so much is that they want to trade for hours since they're used for treif. Any fruit which can mean as is raw. Also akum, even though a non-Jew cooked it, and it dissolved. Minas the top and became a cooked dish in their hands. Sorry, it's a risk. Okay, no claim ha puvdila. Puvidla, which is I think a type of prune jam, shosim akum which the non-Jews make, akan l'shara, and quote from the Ramah. Pisa ha-konfitorin, confectionaries, shosim ba-churkanes, whatever that is, umashivim komas rechokim, what that which you bring, but this is mutal ochon, latidim, lo peri muzekas, toleim, unless the fruit has worms, kamo ha-malinas. At the Azaz they can't eat without checking. But all sorts of fruit which you fry in sugar or bitvash or honey, we're talking not to eat them. But the fruit is not suitable to eat raw, such as types of roses and other flowers that which are roasted in, which are fried in sugar. They cannot be eaten raw. They are not allowed to be eaten cooked by Bishul Akum. Perhaps, on the other hand, not considered to be fruit at all, just like grasses, in which case, not all Shulchan Malachim, unclear. Without Iskamar Hamalta, the Asay Bayandua, the Hamalta which comes from Bayandua, which I think is India, Hindustan, Shari, it's minimum should be Shulakum, it's not issue Bishulakum. Zangvila Retiva, showing Ingbert's ginger, Shulachu Roy Lachila. When it's moist, you can eat it raw. Kshuchai, when it's raw. It doesn't have a bishul akum issue. When it's dry and roy lachil kshuchai, it's not suitable to eat when it's raw. The issue shouldn't be bishul akum. It has a proper bishul akum. Unless other things are mixed in, which are usually generally eaten raw, and they're the primary part of the dish. Kakos with turshul base. This is what turshul right. If you mix something which can be eaten raw. In which is not eaten raw. If the primary component of the dish is something where bishul akum is relevant, if not, mutar, it's permitted. This is a mashlim stem shoving bikar mutar. It sounds like they're both equal. Then it's okay as long as the majority is not something which can't be eaten raw. It came to the Easter kalhu. Since this bishul akum is a more lenient isser in several ways, Mutaram mechza mechza. It's also okay if a 50-50 split. The bracket says here, Yesh Mishim Matir Bezangvil Ben Lach Ben Yavish, Dein Mishum Bishul Yakum. There's a Matir ginger, whether it's moist or dry, because there's no Bishul Yakum. So, Yabram, Tzarchian, the Arukh HaShulchan is not happy with that. Tesva, V'da, you should know the Moshe Rabbeinu Ramosh Kasel Afunim Kidneos Kluyim. From the fact that Ramah wrote about peas and beans which are roasted. Tam Ahed said the reason that mutters b'nei ain't only Malshucham Malachim because they're not served royalty. Lokas Avatam Nesha Cholikin Shem Chaim. He didn't say because they're eating raw. Lamanim is from this we don't derive. The code of our Shagam Hagais. Shagais B'Shah. Code of our Shagam. Shabe'eshim Bash Mizbash Ochlan Esok Shichaya. Afunim B'Kidnios. Shabesof HaKayitz. Oh, anything which at the time it comes ripe. Eat when it's raw, like these peas and beans. At the end of the summer. When they're properly ripened. Eat them raw, as is well known. Nevertheless, now this is after they're dried, they're not able to eat raw only with great difficulty. It's not considered something which can be eaten raw. These are gam ribin, umerin, ubruska. These are kind of root vegetables. Merin is carrots. Yeshim shum bishul akum would have an issue bishul akum. And brackets will be right back. Adam, Klaus, and Havav, Chen Kokates, anything like that. If he much decide that putting McKinnos ain't only with Shulchan Malachim, but that which you wrote that according that peas and beans are not served royalty, can gam even if it's cooked, it's okay. Or maybe he only means when they're toasted. Ain't only much Shulchan Malachim, they can't be served to royalty. Now when they're cooked, perhaps that's why I wrote toasted. She says that seems what the Pichodesh holds. Rama says it's pretty explicit about this. Pulin, funim, legumes and beans and peas, vadoshim, and lentils. Which the non-Jews cook, and they sell them. Also because bishul akum and malkum shalom mashulchan malachim. A place where they do come up on the table of royalty, Shabbat Paris, because they are appetizers. But if we know there's not Shulchan Malachim, then you're allowed to eat them. Bracket says here, there's no strong logic to distinguish between toasted and cooked. Quote, but from Nisha Marai, the Marai says the Pulin Chulik Sas Rai Mismag, Lush Lav and Yontif, Shakaza Edna Turmasin, the famous lupin bean, the Shakli Akum that's cooked by a non-Jew, Mutar and Mutar and Chilk Nachon, Chalek and Pulin Tumusin. There's no difference, there's no way to, no appropriate distinction between Pulin the beans and Tumusin the lupins. I come to Right, the Matir Pulin Shlukim. He allows cooked beans. There is on whom to rely. The Ram writes, if you have a toasted lentils, and which you needed, whether with water or vinegar, razor, also it's forbidden. I have a cliche, but toast of wheat and barley, which you needed in water. I raise a mutter per minute. The time the reason is the Mishnah show chitim and if it's a wheat or a barley, ain't that come You don't need that dough with vinegar. Can logos in my mouth they didn't ask the water unless you're going to use vinegar. I will shadoshim, but by lentils, shemitochim and sukim arbe. It's very sweet. Russian some chametz they need it with vinegar. So There be usher. Um, they also cooking vinegar. Tmiani al tur v'shulchan shishmita din zeh. Staj tun shalok do not bring on this Rambam. V'y Gemara fresh, it's explicit Gemara. V'gam Reef Rosh Shabi was Reef Rosh bring it down. I ain't sham yearly. Wants to respond. The Mishum the Gemara Ikoche Lishnei in the Gemara there are two different Lashonos. Lashon Rishon according to the first Lashon Gam Shadashim Mutar Remind even landlords are permitted water. Became an Abi Issa Rabbana Hokan Hokan says Issa Rabbana can be lenient. Possession become its Asur. That which in vinegar, so it didn't have to tell us. The Mishnah Shiti it's plush it's Shazel Yain Nesach. Okay, for a side reason, it's more Yain Nesach issue. Zem vor the common Siman Kuf Chav. Gimel the Chemish Akum Asur. Non-Jewish vinegar is Asur. The bracket says here, very for Amma Hokash is going to soak Iko Damre. Ayin Shamarosh Bapul Charif Davduk. Alishu, whether you pass like the Iko Damre or like the first opinion. Not for us. Yurches, Chu Tapuchea Damash are occurring cartoffelis potatoes. Oh, the bulbous, also another name for potatoes. The other side is say Mika Ein Lima Shulchan Malachim. Not all Shulchan Malachim. The Bisho Akamos some rock the mine levat. If Najib cooked them with water or offer some or bake them, Mutsi Salachom, Jews allowed to eat them. The Yadua Shihi Achila Pshuta. Potatoes are a very basic, simple food. For Agdalasa Am, only the most poor people, Ochli Masan Marbe, eat lots of them. They Aniusa Medocham because they are poor and oppressed. They didn't have French fries back then. Va'av Shagam Hashim Ochli Masal no, the rich people eat occasionally. Then they go to Ribuim. That's not Ribuyam, that's because there are a lot of them in the markets. The elimination Machal Chashul, not because it's significant. Well, Chushul Malachim Badailo Taleh, it's not going to go on the table of kings. Lo Alafes Apas, not to accompany the bread, lo prepares nor for an appetizer. Rakzan Bishulam, Shem Adain Rakim, only when they're being cooked, right after cook, when they're so soft. Derech Hasinik Nosam, nobles buy them. The Sumam Be'ezim Achol B'Tavlin, to put them into food as a spice. Achol Shan Le'echlu M'Shem Achol, but they never eat it as a foodstuff. Only Mashulchan Malachim. Chacham says potatoes are served to royalty. As some potatoes were rare when they first brought over to America in 1492. So then, or whenever it comes, came back. So then, since they're so rare, they were served by Shulchan Malachim. Erech Mea Shonim, but for this about 100 years now, Shuvah I mean I said Medina Shemever Layam. This type is brought from the north and South America on the other side of the Great Ocean. By the time it says Shazarna Salam Arbeh, I guess that's when it was Ola Shulchan Malachim. But now in our countries that they plant them en masse, most people eat it. V'machal pashut mod, and it's a very simple food. Va'ish rach v'anug person who is pampered and pleasure will say, cast those potatoes aside, like the fires of Korach. But yes, right, the Enshad Lamar Ola Shulchan Malachim says cancer is Ola Shulchan Malachim on the case of potatoes. V'yesh Lisashim requires further analysis. You test beitza, an egg, obviously gama chai, even though you can swallow it whole. Asura b'bishul akum, bishul akum applies. Also bitter dates, einam ne'acholim elidei chak eaten with great difficulty. In bishlan akum, asura if the non-Jew cooks them also. Mikol makol, nevertheless, agasim tapuchim, pears and apples, hakoshim, which are hard. Abishul b'klas elidei bishul, even though most of the time you can only eat them by roasting and cooking them. Nevertheless, if a non-Jew roasts or cooks them, they're mutter. They can't be eaten raw. Most of the time, it is eaten raw. It says Gemara, the tumi v'karte, onions and spinach. Karte, I think, is spinach or leek. I'm trying to remember from Rosh Hashanah. remember which word it is. Anyway, they're eaten raw. But kafris and kaflutos, um, um, capers and kaflutos or something similar to potatoes. Remember exactly what. La pas afshish ochlinos chai lefes. Sorry, a spread. Even though some people eat it, well, turnip. Even though some people eat it raw, but ladaiton, they are we nullify their being. Yeshem shum b'shulakim. There is b'shulakim involved. Which let them see who's based on Chum as he wrote previously. But oires rice. Olel shulchan malachim. It does go up on to be served to royalty. The dochan shkoin chirs, which is millet in English, yeshim shama don't know shulchan malachim. Those say it does serve not serve to royalty, or that's it's permissible. That goes in shleim whole nuts shemavashlim ha'akum claim that the non-Jews cook in their vessels. We're telling they're permitted. The einam olim al shulchan malachim, they don't not serve the kings. But large nuts. Shemrachim b'klipasan. Shemrachim b'klipasan are which they make it taste better by putting all sorts of spreads on their bitter shell. Asurin, they're also. They ain't that chaim, you can't eat them raw. Only on shulchan, and besides that, they're served to royalty. I know he's talking about Kimim Dino Seinu. Because she's learning some means that we don't have this type. That goes in Shleimim. That goes in Shleimim. Hol not shekoin shtechel gnus. Shemartichin kemar. Shemartichin kemar amachvasim eza mine mizona. I don't know what he's saying about these nuts. He has a sentence. I guess they're not eaten raw. Shematin kemach hamachos when they boil flour in a pan. He makes a mashka with some beverage. Ima kemach ikar, if the flour is primary shabarchim by minozos, he would make it with minozos on it. Ozim shum shuliakum, so it's because of bishlakum. Vim akemach ludabik ba'alma, if the flour is just hold together. Pomen shabarchim azeh shako, the manner which would make shako. Bishlakum is not applicable. Can combine tzukares, mutar chlon afil osen sheshman kemach mat, whatever they are. Then the flour of them is eno devik ba'alma. It's only to hold them together. Can combine konditorski, some confections. Mutar machil is no bishlakum problem. Shuman shalbaso shalovos. Meat fat or chicken fat, if it hasn't yet been fried, yesh ba mishum mishuli akum, and has bishul akum involved. I have a try nitkanu if they've already been fried. The skashun became hard. The tichan akuti, and then the non-Jew dissolved them. Emzem mishum mishul akum. That's not called bishul akum. Then bishul akum bishul. It's no cooking after cooking. Chen shemadon the same mishul by fish fat. Chomei shmonim ben b'shem ezayis or shem and shumshin. All types of oil, whether it's olive oil or sesame oil or shem mizar pishtan or flaxseed oil or shemen kana pliva, shkoin alay, whatever it is, or shoshanim, shkoin raisin, rose oil, rosin oil, or patsesnus mouse masla, kunachem chaydik being raw, then ben bishul akum, there is no bishul akum issue involved.